It's Tuesday night, and it's another wonderful night for us to do some stuff. So here we are. Tonight, you said to wait a minute. Oh, hello, how are you? So tonight I'm going to talk about registered retirement saving plan. And just because you were born in the 80s, don't run away. If you weren't born in the 90s, don't run away. You have to start now. So I hope that you stay with us for a little while and enjoy it. 1989. So I figured that's the year you were born. So, so anyway, here we are. It's Tuesday night. It's a financial night. And on Tuesdays, I will always do, if I have a guest, then I will do that. Hello, Debbie. You would like to send a request to join to be on your live video. We want to. What are you going to talk about? I'll send you the going to talk about. So let's see. I sent a request to you. So I'm doing something in particular though. So let's see what happened. So hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm absolutely wonderful. So where are you from? Oops, where are you from?
Sorry, I hit a button.
Oh, where are you calling? Where are you coming from?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, you're from Tennessee. I am from Toronto, Canada.
I know. I usually am with you on the mornings I'm not at school.
Oh, that's when you come in the morning. Okay, I keep seeing that, and I was wondering who it was, and I know. So how have you been enjoying it?
Everything's been good. We didn't have school today because they had thought it might snow last night. So
don't worry, we got it. We got 20.
You got it?
Yeah, we got it. So that's why you didn't get it.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Tonight, what I'm talking about is retirement.
Oh, good.
Are you a school teacher?
Yes, I am.
What grades do you teach?
I teach anyone at the youth home. I teach at a detention center.
Uh-huh.
So anyone from like 12 to 8, almost 18.
And what do you teach them?
I am the English teacher there.
Oh, you're an English teacher. So that must be fun.
It is fun.
I don't know whether you're going to enjoy what I plan to talk to tonight.
Happy to hear.
It's about retirement. So it's about retirement and getting ready for the retirement and when you should start and encouraging people to start early enough. That's why I said, if you are young, you better get on the boat. For you guys in the States, it's your 401k, right?
Right.
Do you participate in that? Do you do your 401k or you haven't started? Yeah. You do.
I know I started it a long time ago.
Okay, and how do you feel about it? Like you started it a long time ago. What was I know it's for retirement, but how do you feel about putting the money in, watching it go up, watching it go down? How do you cope with that?
Honestly, I don't watch it. I just let it do its thing.
That is the best idea. If you're not in the field, the best thing is not to watch it. Let it do its thing. Because after a while, if you want to leave this company, it goes into a Roth IRA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite different. Ours goes into what it says a RIF, and that you do, which is a registered income fund, and it happens when you turn 71.
Uh-huh.
So in Canada, you can continue contributing in your RSP from the time you start earning money at 18 until you're 71.
Okay.
And but we have some really nice things that happen with it. So tonight, that's what I was going to talk about, telling people the advantages of starting it, especially the younger they are. So you can listen because you never know where the journey might take you that you're on.
Right.
Hi, Yoko. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Patrick. I have somebody who dropped in early. She always watches our stuff, and she's from Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I'm Dawn.
And your name is Dawn?
Yes.
Yes, and she's from Tennessee. I have so many Dawns. My sister's name is Dawn Marie. I have somebody from somewhere else. Again, that's Dawn. And then you're Dawn Somerville, right?
Yes. And I'm all my friends I know that are Dawn Marie's. I'm a Dawn. Hey.
Because I know I asked you how you found me, and I remember today. So that's
right. That's right.
So Dawn, so what we're talking about in our RSPs, this is the time. You can put it in all year round, but for it to count for 2020, your last day is March 1st. Always March 1st, unless March 1st falls on a Saturday and a Sunday, and then it goes to the next regular work day. And so what we do in Canada, you can put they tell you based on your income how much money you can put into that, like just like your 401k, same system. And then you put it in. So let's say the first way you save money on an RRSP in Canada, and similar to you guys, is that the money you put in your RRSP, if you have a limit of 10,000 or 5,000 and you have done the 5,000, if you have done the 5,000, you send that certificate or that receipt to the government when you do your taxes. And then, since your employer taxed you on your entire salary of 50,000, now that 5,000 that you paid for taxes is deducted from your income. So now your taxable income is lower. So in Canada, on our RSPs, we save 3 ways. There's 3 good reasons for doing it. The first reason, hi Donald, the first reason is you save it because, hi Rosie, everybody, I have to say that to everyone. You save the money on a tax deferred plan. So the first amount you put in your RSP, your employer taxes you on your full salary. The amount you put in the plan is now subtracted from your salary. So but your employer has taxed you on 50,000, but your income has now dropped to 45,000 because the government is giving you a break on the 5,000 on the taxes. That 5,000 you put into your plan, you get a refund on the taxes you paid. So that's the first way you save on doing an RSP. You put money in, the government gives you a refund based on the money you put in, and that refund comes to you, and that refund is in your pocket. So, and the money in your RSP, you pay no tax on it, it's tax deferred. Now, so you go along, you've been doing that since you graduated, and you get to the age of maybe 30, you want to purchase a home. So that's the second way you save with an RSP. The government says you can take $35,000 from your RSP to put towards your mortgage. So it's like you're giving yourself $35,000 mortgage free with no interest rates because it's your money that you're giving yourself. So that's the second thing. But the government tells you you need 15 years to pay it back. You're not paying the government back, you're paying yourself back. You're putting that money into the plan because you took it out. But you have 15 years, so you're putting like $2,000 a year to pay that back. So that is just a win-win for you. Because if your mortgage was, say, $100,000 and you had $10,000, and then you decide, okay, I'm putting 35, so all of a sudden your down payment is 40,000 to 45,000, so your mortgage is smaller. So that's why you don't pay interest on it, but the government says you need to put that money back because it's for your retirement. So they give you 15 years to put it back. You don't have to pay extra. It's the same contribution you would normally do. You just continue doing your contribution. And instead of it going against your salary, it goes back into the plan where you took it from. So the first time you get a tax break, you put your money in, the government sends you a refund, you can take that refund and you can put it back into your RSP again for the next year. So you just keep winning with this if you follow the plan. Now, after you've put all the money in there for pay off the 15 years you paid off, by then you're now 45 or 50 years old, and that money is still growing. It's making money on the money for you. And then eventually you retire. You turn 65, you can continue to contribute or you can leave it sitting there. And at the age of 71, you can decide if you want to take the maximum you can or the minimum. The government gives you a scale. This is the highest you can take, this is the lowest you can take. And you can go in between. So you take that money, and that RSP now is the money that gives you the choices. So it has given you 3 choices. The first choice, you get a tax refund. The second choice, you're able to increase your down payment, decrease your mortgage amount, don't pay interest. And the third and final time is that that RSP is the money that gives you the trips. Is the money that gives you the gifts that you can give to your children. That is the money that you can spend on something else for your family or for yourself. Because your pensions are wonderful already placed. You live off your pensions, you live off your other savings, but you take that tax, your RSP, you refund, your money you're getting back every month when you turn 71, and you can go somewhere on a holiday. So that money really is the cushion that you need so that you're not waiting only on your pension to survive or your old age security. In Canada, we have old age pension, and then we have a Canada pension plan where you contribute to it all through your working life. And if you have a company pension, then you might have those 3 pensions. But your RSP now comes in handy. If those 3 pensions cannot support the lifestyle you want to, you don't now have to go to look at Walmart or Target, because you can withdraw from that money and you can use that money to give you the cushion, to give you a better lifestyle. You can buy a car, you can do things with that money. So that's what the RRSP means. So the reason why I'm bringing it up tonight is that March 1st of this year is the deadline, and it's a regular weekday. So what you're going to do is have that money into your RSP, into your bank. Your bank will give you a tax receipt. And the next week we will have a tax. It's time to file your taxes. Our tax, you guys go to the 16th of April and we go to the 30th of April. And that's where you file your personal income tax. If you have a business, you have till the 16th of June to file it. So this is why I'm telling people, get on. Remember, even if we're in COVID, life still has to go on. We have to remember to pay or to do our contribution to our RRSP, because the time is going. No matter what happens in the world, COVID or no COVID, the clock still ticks and time is going, and money has to put into your RSP for that cushion. It's not, the RSP is not to live on. You can have hundreds of thousands, but it's your cushion. It's your comfort. It's your comfort zone. It's your smile when you hand your granddaughter a check for $5,000 and that came from your RSP. Or you were able to help another child purchase a home, that comes from your RSP. And you can do those things and you can help your grandchildren or your children. So this is what the RRSP is. And the deadline again is March 1st for all Canadians. So don't forget to take advantage of it. And you can do it online. You don't have to show up at a bank. I have a pension too. It's called the Donato Pension, LOL. Well, you know, Donato, it's a wonderful thing if you have a pension and if you are good enough to do that. Because there's so many people that don't have the ability to save money because they live paycheck to paycheck. And the only little escape they have is their RRSP, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan. That is the only thing they can get. They might be the person that is working on a contract. They might be the self-employed person that's doing a little bit of money. That might be the same person on the $15 minimum wage, and they don't have a pension in the company, and $15 is not giving them a lot. But every year, since they were 18, they put in $1,000 into an RSP. And you'll be surprised what they can do. So if you are as blessed, or I don't say it's blessed, if you are given that gratitude privilege to create your own Donato pension plan, you know, like they say at school, bully for you. And that is really a good thing to do. But the RSP is for the person who does not have, hi Ali, who does not have any other money that they can count on. And all they can do is maybe up to $5,000 if they're lucky in a good year. And if they do that, then that money goes towards the extra pension, because remember, they have no pension. So what they're counting on is the Canada pension plan, if they contributed to it, and the old age pension plan. And that Canada pension plan that we have, you are only going to get money if you work and contribute to it. If you don't contribute, you don't get it. The minimum the average people get from Canada pension plan is $500 to $600. That's the average overall. Some people get 2, some people get 3, and some people get $1,011 because they $1,100, $1,000 because they contribute. But those people who don't have the opportunity to have a big income, a salary to pay Canada pension, they will not get it. And if they're self-employed and they don't pay into the Canada pension plan, they don't get it. So sometimes the RSP is the only savior. I will let others go live with you and just listen. If someone is watching, this is my first July. Good. So see you later, Dawn. Have a wonderful evening. So thanks
You
for
too. Nice to see you.
nice seeing you too. So goodbye. So Donato, that will buy us some ice cream each month. Well, yeah, you know, Donato, I'm so glad you walk into things with me, and I love it that you walk into things with me. Once upon a time, when I worked at the branch at St. Clair and Young, I was at the branch maybe 1990, and while I'm sitting, this little old lady comes in, and she's all disheveled. Her hat is skewed, her face is wrinkled, her hair is all over, and she looks this. And she comes and she hands me a little green book. It was TD Bank, it wasn't Canada Trust at the time. I took the book, didn't look at the balance, stuck it into the machine, and then I looked at it, and I almost fell off, and I was standing. I think my high heels almost broke when I looked at it. In that little book, Donato, she had $979,000. And when I handed her the book, she said to me, "Oh, goody, I can buy myself an ice cream cone." So you see what you can do? You shouldn't do that, Donato. I always have a plaster for every bruise you bring my way. So yes, your interest will buy you an ice cream cone, but is at least you have an ice cream cone. Think of it that you don't have an ice cream cone. I just love when you push me. So $600 a month is so sad for people to survive on. They don't survive on that. What you don't know is that they don't. Canada has something called a guaranteed income plan, a GIS, guaranteed income supplement. So if you happen to be one of those people who did not contribute into the pension plan, where you could get $1,100 a month, plus you could get $600 for and some change on the old age plan, and you are below the poverty line, the government has a system for you that will upgrade that to put you above the poverty line. So you don't have to use $600. But you know, Donato, I don't feel sorry for somebody who knows better and don't do it. So when you're saying, too bad, it's sad, you know what? We cannot always be a bleeding heart. We cannot do that because that elderly wasn't always an elderly. And I know what I'm talking about. So the elderly person today wasn't so elderly. So sit them down and ask them, tell me your story. Why did you find yourself in this position? What did you do? So when we look at the sadness of that elderly, the elderly will tell you, I just don't like it when you do this to me, man. Donato, one day I was sitting in a TD Bank again at Pip and Torrance or Pip and Gamble. And this man, I could even say his name, I knew him so well. He was sitting in the bank, in the office, and he was asking me for a loan. So while he was sitting there, another man dropped in and he rapped on the glass of my office. And I looked at him and I said, "Hi, hello." So then the guy turned around and he said, "I know that guy." And so this man that's looking for this loan to buy a car that is retired told me, "I know him. I used to be his manager when we worked on Canada Packers down on Eastern Avenue, wherever Canada Packers was." And I said, "Okay, so you were his manager." No, I remember I knew both stories. So then I'm stuck with watching the man at 670 something getting a loan from me to buy a car, and this one knocking on the window and coming. So they left, and the other one came in, and he said, "Oh, I know that man." He said, "You know, he was my boss at Canada Packers." And I'm watching him, and then he said, "Oh, well, I see he's doing really well. He's in here today." He said, "Well, I came to look after my RSP and my term deposit." So I pulled out his thing and I said, "Oh yeah." So he said to me, "So are we going to put the $400,000 in bonds, or what are we going to do with it?" So then he did his stuff, and then he said, "You know, I remember getting off that bus with him, And he used to get off at the liquor store and the beer store right at the corner of Paper and Gamble. That man that was just in your office, and he would have 2 cases of 24 on his shoulder going to his home. And I would just go to my little condo at Thorncliffe Park. So Donato, this is not a story, it really happened. There one was the manager. He ends up living in a rented apartment, coming to me for a loan to buy a car. This one spends his summer in Czechoslovakia. And he comes at the end of the summer and he spends winter there, or he goes there for winter. But the point what I'm trying to say, what you call the elderly that is in trouble today, you need to know their story. The people didn't get to be elderly. They weren't born elderly. We all have a choice and a decision to make about how we live our life, how we manage our money. And that is why I am so determined to do this thing. And that is why I'm so charged. And that, Donato, is why I love you so much. And why I love you to come on and give me this type of stuff. Because I know we feel for people, but everybody has a story. There's 2 men. One was the supervisor or the manager of the other. He wasted his money because I didn't know that. The other one is telling me I used to stop at the liquor store and the beer store. And I used to take the bus and go home. And today he has $400,000, $500,000. His condo is paid for, and he travels between Canada and Europe every year. And his wife looks, and she's dressed to the nines with her makeup on, and she looks so adorable. So what I'm trying to say is that is what we can avoid. That is what we can teach our younger people to understand. You have to plan now so that the journey at the end is not so difficult. That you cannot sit quietly on your porch and pull out a beer if you want one, or have a brandy at 6 because you just feel for it, or get on a plane and fly to Timbuktu because Timbuktu happens to be in your path. So I have a different take, and maybe that is why I lose compassion, because I see people that don't do the things they need to do. And then later on, they tell people who have walked the walk and taken the time to do the thing, oh, you are so lucky. And luck has nothing to do with this. So you know we live longer. There's more medication to cause us to live longer. Be aware and save for your future. And make sure when you get to be an elderly, that you fail to plan. So you know, Donato, this is what I love about you. You push me to the edge, and then I turn back and I'll take you down with me. So you have to understand, when you're going after this woman, come properly. So I do feel for the elderly, but I want to avoid that. I want to avoid the elderlies, the new set of elderlies we have coming up. People that are sitting on their perch at 47 and 40 and 30, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do to make sure that they have a life that is planned so that they can live a better life. Now is the time to realize, my dear, that you have to contribute towards some sort of retirement. That it's not okay to always be shopping. Some people say, oh, I drink 40 ounces a weekend. Well, you know what? It's not every weekend you'll be able to drink 40 ounces. So you have to maybe not drink 40 ounces and drink 20 and save 20. Because the future is waiting for you, and nobody is going to carry you over their shoulder. Or like Oprah said it best, she said, I did not come in this world to pay people's bills for them. So somebody tried that. They stayed on the phone and said to me, I want $1,500, or I need $1,500. And I said, I don't give people money. And was something that's really close to me. I said, I will teach you how to fish. I will teach you how to have your own $1,500. So you'll never have to put yourself in the spot anymore to ask me to loan you money. If I want, I'll give you $1,500, which I will not be doing, but I will teach you how to have your own money. And that person phoned me maybe 8 years later and said to me, thank you so much for not doing that, because if you had given it to me, I don't know what I would do. But what you taught me enabled me to stand on my own 2 feet and do whatever I want. And you encouraged me, so I'm buying a home and I have a car. And that is a better life for me. So there you are. So anyway, guys, RSP season starts on March 1st. You better make a contribution to your RSPs and make sure you do that. and take advantage of the tax refund. The refund you get, if you're wise and smart, you can put it in your RSP for this year. If you're going to buy a house, you can take money out. 35,000 is the maximum. You have 15 years to put it back into your RSP. Please don't say you're paying the government back. It has nothing to do with the government. It's all you. They just give you an opportunity to give yourself a tax-free interest-free mortgage, and then continue until you're 71, and you can start taking it out to have fun and to have the best days of your life. So an RSP in Canada is a win-win. So don't forget to do that, and have a wonderful time. And everybody, thank you for coming to see me this evening. And please, if you meet somebody in their 30s and their 40s, encourage them to save for their future. Plan for the future, because you're going to have one. So sending you light and joy on this wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody, for dropping in, Donato. I know you will never retire. I'll talk to you. And Tiki, thank you for coming, and Lisa and Patrick. And I hope Dawn enjoyed herself with us. She dropped in and said, can I come on? I'm always on your live, and I got her to come in. So it was good. I will wipe it till the end. I will wipe it till the end. That's okay. You'll work till the end. Yes, your last breath, and you'll say, I'm supposed to go to work today. So talk to you guys later. And I love everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful evening. I am so grateful you're here today.